Devin Hester is going to be leaving the Chicago Bears. It is Facebook official, as he posted on that very social medium. He spent the last 8 years with the Chicago Bears. Now everyone knows I'm from Chicago. Devin Hester was a superstar without being a superstar. He is tied with the most returns in NFL history with Deion Sanders. But he came into the league in 2006 as a second-round pick out of Miami, and his collegiate highlights are YouTube-worthy searching, and so are his Bears highlights. But what he did to change the way that the Bears were thought of, you know, when he came in 2006, Rex Grossman was the quarterback. If it wasn't for Devin Hester in that defense, they don't go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Speaking of the Super Bowl, that's my favorite moment ever in Devin Hester history, is taking the opening kickoff 92 yards for a touchdown against the Indianapolis Colts. And not a great game, obviously, but Devin Hester will always, always be remembered as a Bear. He'll always be remembered as a great returner. A few things that should go into this, and then I do want to hear what you're thinking. He dwindled down. He's 30 years old, I believe. Maybe 30. He's not 31. He's 30 years old. He's getting older. The returns, he had one last year. He went with through a 2-year drought previously. It was like, it's time. Like, you know when it's time. Like Phil Jackson, it was time. Tony La Russa, it was time. With this, it's time. And unfortunately, he's leaving the Bears. But my goodness, did he leave a mark on the franchise. And
maybe, again, like you said, he's about 30 years old. Everybody 31. Sometimes needs a new atmosphere. Some people need new things to look at, new teammates to have, in a new city, you know, and maybe it rejuvenates you, because a lot of it is mental. And, of course, the majority of it is physical. So maybe whatever steps down he took in his physicality to play the game the way he was playing before, maybe it'll come back somehow. And then they'll use him in different scenarios. He always wanted to play offense. And they tried it a little bit here and there.
No, that's the thing, though. He like wanted to, but he realized they started him out as a corner when he was drafted. Obviously, it didn't work out. And then they tried him as a receiver, and we were waiting for that one time, dude, just run downfield. Just go, like, we'll Grossman it to you, just go. And it never happened. It never occurred. So then, the season before this one, when they said, dude, you're going to be a full-time returner no matter what, right? Devin Hester, he was asked about it, biggest smile on his face. And he's like, it's like baseball. I'm either going to hit a home run or I'm going to strike out. And he like had this glorious smile on his face because he was happy that he doesn't have to do receiver duties anymore. He just has to focus on returning, and that's what he loves doing. And I think
sometimes based on the scenario, it puts you in a position, again, if you're in a certain offense, that it isn't working for him. And he's thinking, oh, I don't want to play receiver in this offense. And maybe he did want to go for the home run ball.
He did.
And then they wouldn't call that play. Or they didn't even implement it maybe. And he's like, what the hell did you have me on offense for? So again, different atmosphere, different scenario. Maybe he's happier.
The problem is they tried to turn him into a route runner, which he's not. I mean, he could run a route when he returns the ball. That's it. We were looking at his highlights, and I had that Devin Hester smile on my face because I love reminiscing about those times. But when we were watching it, I noticed, you know, in these last few years, one return, in 2013, I just noticed that his vision was terrible. He just lost confidence. He would go and circle out and nothing would be there. He'd circle out again and he'd lose 5, 6, 8 yards, or he'd gain 1. Yeah. He averaged 14 yards a return in 2013. Those are not Devin Hester numbers. Those are a returner's numbers who is getting somewhat old. I mean, I think that's the case. But it goes into just a lack of confidence.
And other teams,
and it just hurt him in the long run.
Sometimes I bet you every team put some kind of game plan around stopping him in that one chance he had. So put him in multiple scenarios. Give him more than one chance to hurt another team. And maybe he'll do it. Again, it depends on who gets him and how they use him.
Yeah, so here's my last thought. Here are the teams I don't want to get him. The
I was
Vikings,
thinking the exact, I had a list.
And the Packers.
Oh, really?
Go anywhere else but there.
All I had was Denver and New England. I didn't want him to go to.
Denver, New England, why?
I just don't like either one of those teams. They don't need any more help.
Well, where do you think he does go? I mean, he's going to be a free agent. He will be sought after.
St. Louis. That's my bias.
Oh, because
he's not going to St. Louis.
Because you're still reminiscent about the Zahir Hakim days. Is that it? Am I right?
I just remember the greatest show on turf. Run, just fucking run. We'll throw it to you. Kurt Warner's going to send it.
Yeah.
You know?
Torrey, fly.
Go.
Yeah.
Go.
Isaac, fly.